right, it's recording now. Hit the timer. Crap. This is a bunch of extra stuff. Okay. That's right. And all right, here we go. All right. Welcome to Blerd Culture Radio. Different from our normal bi-weekly podcast where we can just vibe out and talk about whatever we want happening in the nerdtainment industry today. I'm joined by my co-host Ethan.
Hey everyone, it's Ethan, your unproblematic fave.
and Humps.
I am a perfect delusion.
Today we discuss the premiere of Atlanta, the Sony meeting, and the Apple event that all happened in this busy week, hence the radio format for today. Before we start the show, remember that if you don't like anything we are talking about, skip ahead by checking the timestamps in the description below. Mind you, just sit, enjoy, and chill with us as we first talk about Atlanta.
Yay!
Hot Atlanta.
So this past Tuesday, Donald Glover premiered his hip hop drama comedy show on FX. Been long awaited. I remember when I heard the announcement 3 years ago that he was actually in the process of making this show, and I know how long it takes for TV shows to get made. So I was beyond excited for this to finally come out, and I was incredibly pleased by the show. I was trying to, I don't ever really try to find the negative in things, but even if I was looking for it, this show is just beautifully shot. The music is amazing. The comedy and the writing and the dialogue and just everything was so on point to me. The story bits and I liked how they actually showed 2 episodes back to back because as I said before, the pilots, when pilots are filmed, they shoot that just so they can see if the show goes forward. And then the second episode is kind of like the proving point episode. So
it comes into itself usually.
Exactly. So when this second episode, which I love that second episode, came through, I knew I was immediately hooked. What about you two guys?
For some reason, I know it's Donald Glover, but for some reason I never thought it was going to be this funny. But like this second episode, mind you, I just watched it like a half hour ago. This second episode is so funny. Like the whole time I am dying. And it's like serious stuff that these people are dealing with, but they handle it in such a way that like makes you not, feel bad about laughing about these situations. It's so well handled. The whole situation in the jail that Donald Glover spends most of the episode in is just amazing. I loved it.
Every moment of it.
It definitely lived up to my expectations. Donald Glover does a fantastic job playing Ernest, which kind of has this like dual metaphor because I feel like from episode 1 you get this earnestness from his character, and then also there's this other layer where like his nickname is like Earn, and he's trying to kind of earn his spot in this crazy world. The first episode was really strong, especially for a pilot. Like it had a very strong setup. But as Sean said, like the second episode to me is what like sold the deal. It dealt with a lot of like topical things, like from transphobia to mental illness, all while still like keeping comedy. It never got inundated with too much heaviness. Like it was just a really nice balance of lightness with some very serious subject matter. So that kind of balancing act was a very strong point for Atlanta.
Also, him dealing with like the idea of what hip hop, well, a lot of hardcore hip hop goes to with, you can't put up the facade that you are out here shooting people or whatever, and then when you get, and now it comes with like the idea of what the actual rapper goes through when he has that image portrayed of him. So him being paranoid about people trying to murder him now that he quote unquote killed the guy, because we didn't find out.
Right, we have no idea what actually happened there.
But yeah, everything in that jail. When he got out and the cop went to talk to him because he was so excited to meet a rapper, and he was like, he was like, yo, Gucci Mane, I like that nigga up.
When they were when Paperboy and Darius were at JR Cricket's getting their food, and the waiter starts trying to play Fetty Wap, which Fetty Wap is like a legend to me. Trap Queen is the greatest song of all time. So like it was so funny. Like like the whole shading the singing rapper thing is so real. That's the thing that really happened. So it was just cool to see it referenced in a way that's like, I'm absolutely certain that's how it happens with these new rappers who are coming out, because starting out, nobody's rich, nobody's living big. They're living in the same hood they always did for a while at least. So it's just kind of cool to see that perspective. I like it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like contemporary and poignant for this current state. Like it was just like super topical about kind of rap culture right now and where we are and kind of the aesthetics of that, like how it's seen versus how it really is. And in that way, it feels like kind of the only show that's addressing this very specific kind of genre in that way.
And my God, is this show black? This is a black. It's
I
so,
know.
I love it though. I love and it kind of like what I like the most about it is because I mean, with shows that are quote unquote like supposed to be black, like Empire and Power, it shows another facet of what black people go through. Like black people aren't two things. Black people, like they're not super gangster or whatever and have all this drama going in their life. They have different types of drama, just like white people do or Asian people do. Like we all have different facets to us. So I'm so happy that this show finally got made, and it's getting rave reviews. Like
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
And I mean, the cool. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just applaud it for being super relevant, super smart, and I love conversational shows. And this one, like it's very much like you have to pay attention to the dialogue because what they're saying is very profound.
One of the cool things is that the director is actually Japanese. His name is Hiro Murai. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
He's actually directed some of Childish Gambino, Donald Glover's videos, which you can definitely see if you've seen any of them. Visual style
now
is
that you
definitely there. The visual style is strong, right?
Yeah, because I would say like sober kind of. I mean, I don't know if Murai
exactly.
directed sober, but it kind of. Like the tint that they use, or like the filter that they're using on a lot of the shots were cool. And then, I mean, I just love like the going black thing, going back to being black thing. Like the first image is like, I mean, the first scene is like them talking and getting an argument, and the guy from across the street yells "World Star," and he goes, "Don't do that." and then he cocks a gun. He's like, "Oh, he definitely going on World Star." That was so good. That, and then like he was in bed with this woman, and the woman had the hair wrap, and like you see.
Yes,
like,
I noticed that too.
Yeah, I was. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it.
I don't think I know a single black woman who does not sleep with a head wrap on her head at least sometimes.
Come on, like 90%. If you're not going out, that's what you have on. I have two sisters and I have two black sisters and a black mom. Literally, that's all they when they were in the house. So, but yeah, no, like it's like I said, it was getting rave reviews. It's kind of just cool that I'm so proud of Donald Glover, man. Like for him to like come from I forgot the name of the trio, this group that he was in, this trio, because I've been watching him for like years and years and years. He had a skit on YouTube called Spelling Bee, which is still one of my favorite things ever. But to him come from that and then build up his own foundation the way that he wanted to, and to create this TV show, which I'm sure when this pops like crazy, they're gonna keep asking him to do amazing other things. And, I mean, it's his time, man. I mean, he took that time off to find himself, and it's cool that this is successful because now he can go focus and finally release some music. Jesus Christ, man! I really need this album to come out, man. I miss his music.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to the fact that he is able to switch up his comedic stylings very drastically, actually, which I loved his character, Troy Barnes, on Community, one of my favorite shows. But this style of comedy is like completely different, and yet he manages to still be like just as funny as his previous character, and it's a completely different feel of if not funnier. So I feel like that definitely deserves some attention.
I think my favorite thing about Donald Glover is just like I relate to him so much, and I think we all do, especially as like the black nerdy kid who sometimes didn't feel like we fit in typical black culture. Like if you listen to his first album, Camp, that is the whole thing is basically me listening to my life experience, and so it's just kind of cool to have someone like myself out here doing big things and telling stories from a perspective that I actually understand.
Yeah.
And so my other favorite thing about it was like, I like how obviously he's like not the judgmental type and he can hang out with anybody. I remember when he took that break off, he was literally in Chicago with Chief Keef, and literally, if y'all don't know who Chief Keef is the
Yeah.
like gangster 18-year-old you have ever met in life, and he was like hanging out with them and actually trying to teach them as opposed to just seeing what they are, and all they talk about is shooting, killing people, and growing in life. So he sees the betterment in everybody. So this is just another fact because people don't know much about Atlanta. Like the one, I mean, like you said,
No.
the transphobia scene. I mean, the scene when the guy was yelling at the woman, and the guy called him out. He said, "Yo, that's a dude," and he goes, "Nah, that's my ex." And his brain, like, nothing at that moment, like nothing mattered. It was such a beautiful scene. I mean,
Mhm.
it was definitely cringeworthy.
I mean,
But
it was
a
hilarious
beautiful scene.
the way like he did not want Donald Glover's character to move, like,
Oh my god, he said,
and he
"Stop
was
being
so
weird."
uncomfortable sitting there. He was like, "Stop being weird." He's like, "If I wanted you to move, I would ask you to move." But they're just having this whole conversation just like across his face, and he's sitting there like, "All right, what do I
So
do
good.
here?"
Now we just gotta wait till the second season when you get a bunch of other people trying to hop on this show
Right.
and
Oh
be actors and
yeah.
stuff. There's gonna be so many people trying to hop on this show.
Mhm.
But shout out to
Right.
Donald, man. Thank you again.
Yes, please check out Atlanta. It's definitely deserving of your
Tuesdays,
eyeballs.
yeah, Tuesdays 10:30 FX. Watch it live. If you record it on a DVR, you have to watch it the next day, and you can't skip commercials because if you do, it doesn't count as a view. And black people have this thing where we like to like not watch stuff on time, and then we wonder why we don't get that many shows. It's because we're not watching the thing when it
I'm
counts.
not gonna lie, that's me.
You got
Like my PVR is full of stuff, and I don't ever watch it live. But for certain things, I do watch it live.
Yeah, I mean,
And
unless you're gonna go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, if you don't have cable like me and so many other people today, try to use the FX app. That does count
Yes.
as a form of a view. It's not counted as the same as like watching it on TV. But a lot of people just don't have any cable anymore. But you still have to give this man his props because he's out here doing big things.
And it's not just for black people; it's just for more diverse shows in general. Like if we are
Oh, for
showing that we
sure.
don't want to keep watching there's literally 5 doctor shows on TV right now. There's 3, and 3 of them are in Chicago. What is going on?
And listen, Chicago's a great city, and some of those doctor shows are excellent. But that's not all we want to see.
Exactly. Please.
Need
So,
variety.
yeah. Once again. All right. Moving on. Sony decided an hour after Apple revealed its whole shebang bang that they would do a meeting event for the PS4 Pro. Basically, just detailing all the new technology that they're coming up with with this newer updated console of the PS4, which is to be released this November. I didn't go into the event thinking much was going to be revealed. So what happened, when I saw what happened, I was still underwhelmed, which is kind of a thing. I think they shouldn't have maybe. I feel like it's not Sony's fault, but the way they advertised it, I feel like that maybe shouldn't have been streamed live. Like in
Yeah.
my opinion, like you just put it out to the game. I mean the game reporters, I mean news reporters or whatever, just so it can be flooded out to us, but not streamed live with this creepy narrator guy.
Oh my God! Like Troy and I were back and forth texting each other.
He was
Like, I don't know about this dude. I don't trust him.
oh yeah, he was like, put the lotion in the basket, and you have to. He was the most creepiest dude.
But
But
listen, you know, he's probably a very nice man.
he probably is. And
I mean,
if
it scared me
I
more than Stranger Things. That's what I'll say.
I still gotta watch the show. But yeah, no, the event basically just revealed like the specs of what's coming with the PS4 Pro, the pricing, how they. It just is a skeevy. My whole thing about this, right, is because at E3 earlier this year, Microsoft revealed the Project Scorpion, which is going to be the most powerful console in the world. So PS4 was like, we got to get a jump on this and just iPhone update our PlayStation 4 system to make basically all this does is just run 4K HD. This is all it does. There's nothing super
And
spectacular. Oh, go ahead about it.
I mean, so to explain what the PS4 Pro does, it's supposed to, you know, offer 4K resolution for better graphics in video games, and also HDR for better like contrast. So you get more pop in the colors, more darker darks, lighter lights. The problem with all of this wonderful new stuff is that on top of most people not having a 4K TV, and even less people having a TV that supports HDR, Almost no one in the United States, and in fact, probably no one in the United States has the ability to stream 4K content because our internet is not fast enough. The United
No.
States has some of the slowest internet in the first world, which is like mind blowing considering, we're the United States, we have all this money, but we're just kind of slow to adopt those sorts of things. The PS4 Pro also lacks a 4K Blu-ray drive, which is sort of mind-blowing because that is the only real way right now to get legitimate 4K graphics. So basically, the PS4 Pro is not good at a whole lot other than, the HDR when people start to get those TVs, which will be very, very, very slow. So,
Yes.
I mean, my opinion is that Sony's goal here was to get out front of Project Scorpio so that by the time Microsoft releases it, they can drop the price on the Pro from $400 to $300 and say, hey, look, we have a powerful console too, and it's cheaper. The thing is that the Project Scorpio is going to be so massively more powerful than the PS4 Pro that it's not even really going to be a comparison. So basically, what happened here is that Sony pulled a big fail, just like Microsoft did three years ago, I think, at E3.
Yes.
They showed their cards, and their cards were not impressive. And I don't know. In my opinion, if you're looking for a PS4 right now, buy the new Slim, which is the same thing as the original PS4, only slimmer. And you save $100 on it. You're not going to get a whole lot out of the PS4 Pro for a long time. So it's just kind of not worth it.
Yeah, this to me doesn't really sound like the smartest move. It feels like they are very much limiting their market in terms of what this console offers. And I feel like who they're the only thing that this would appeal to is kind of the more hardcore gamer that kind of wants the next best thing. But the issue is that once Project Scorpio does come out, I mean, that's considerably better. So you're putting out something for a market that already knows that something else better is coming out. So I feel like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with this.
I also like even the announcers were being very skeevy with details and stuff. Like they were talking about like one community, one game as they said they really sneakily said we are asking developers to consider when they develop these games that they make them for both versions of the console. Oh, consider? Oh, okay.
Just like Xbox, maybe think about it.
Just we like are begging game developers to also make them.
Just like when Xbox One said when they stopped selling the Kinect with the Kinect 2.0 with their systems, they said, "Oh, developers, please consider still making Kinect features." No, we're not making that. Do you know how much money extra I got to put into it? The second thing they said was they're introducing this new feature called forward compatibility, where there's going to be certain games. There's going to be certain games that's going to release it. They're going to release a patch for, so when you play it on the PS4, it looks even prettier, right? But this guy, after explaining how and showing a video of like Shadow of Mordor, he goes, "Yeah, right now we have well, at the launch we're going to have actually developing, we're going to have half a dozen games ready."
Yeah, which I mean sounds impressive if you consider that a dozen is 12 and half of that is 6.
It's half a dozen games. I mean,
half a dozen,
but a quarter of a baker's dozen.
No, like to me, it seemed like the announcers even knew like that they were standing up there and they weren't necessarily even proud of what they were talking about, and especially like. The gamer crowd crosses over quite a bit with the tech crowd, and so a lot of the people that were watching the Sony stream had just within several minutes finished watching the Apple stream, which, while it wasn't overwhelmingly exciting either, it kind of put Sony to shame. And Sony shouldn't, as you said, Troy, Sony absolutely should not have have held an entire.
There's no reason to live stream.
I know that's the new thing now, to hold a conference for every single new thing that's released. But I mean, like, let's be real. We already kind of knew what was coming of the PS4 Pro, and it was still even more disappointing than we expected. So
I didn't even say the most annoying part of this entire event. They finally showed Mass Effect footage, gameplay footage. Yes, and there was no action. It was literally him walking with a jet booster pack. And he just went through like the first futuristic stage of Super Mario Brothers, and didn't do anything. There was literally a part where the the you're speaking to somebody over a headset, and the lady's like, and there's aliens that pass you, and I'm like, oh, obviously they're gonna fight. She goes, if you get close to them, don't worry about it. If you get close to them, that's the only when they'll attack you. I'm like, oh, so eventually somewhere down the line is gonna hit. Nope, none of that. Nope. All they show is some weird, cool alien build-a-bridge feature where he's walking and the bridge goes, and then they show a cut scene. I would say the Asari that looked super dope, but outside of that, that was it. They showed that, and then they showed like Horizon Dawn, which I'm in love with, but still, don't do that to Mass Effect, man. Jesus.
I mean, they wanted to show the theme of the live stream by having Mass Effect Andromeda just be like nothing.
pretty much. I mean, the game looked gorgeous, but it's a Mass Effect game. Like, I'm expecting that. So that was obnoxious. They showed a clip of Days Gone, which I'm still never gonna play.
I want to play. I want to be brave enough to play it, but there's no way. I'm not man enough. I'm not woman enough. I'm none of these things enough to play it.
No, there's nothing. I am not zombie enough. I'm nothing. I'm not playing that game. So yeah, no. Well, all I need now is just for Nintendo NX to do whatever they're gonna do and smack. They gotta smack Sony. They gotta smack Sony and Microsoft or whatever they're doing. And just like they got to. This is like technically their last shot. Well, kind of the last shot. They got too much money right now anyway. So
it might be. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Mario on iOS thing is sort of like a hey, our foot's in the door just in case. You know what I mean? So I hope
blasphemy, Sean.
I mean, no, I hope not. I want Nintendo to thrive. I really do.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Not only is that blasphemy, that's a good segue into the Apple event that happened. Hey, I got one. Okay, so that day, Apple finally had their event revealing the iPhone 7 AirPods to all their glory, and a bunch of other things that nobody cares about. So
I care about the Apple Watch 2.0. Shut up.
Of course you care about the Apple Watch 2.0, but they didn't say anything about the iPad, which I'm done with. My thing is, I'm done with I'm done with the iPhone. I'm not messing with. I'm not getting another iPhone. I'm not updating my phone to get one. So I will take as a second. I'll get an iPad. Like I'll do that and stay up to date with everything with Apple. But nah, that's just.
Here's the thing that event has historically been specifically for the iPhone. So the iPad announcements have not been consistently at the same time of year. Sometimes in spring, sometimes in fall. So they'll probably announce some new stuff next spring.
Probably. But no, overall, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say the good. That way we can just go ahead and get that out of the way. Okay, so the good, yeah, the introduction of Nintendo opening like the Super Mario game that they decided that they're making for that. Because one, I mean, I've said for years, I mean, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. Everybody knows, but it's cool to see them finally branch out and show that they're willing to work with these people, because the main clinging factor with them was that like they want people to buy their games on their consoles, and that worked for like the first like 20 years of you having Mario at your side. But let's move on, man. It's 2016, so I'm happy to see that they finally adapted it and had this Mario game, which looks fun. I mean, it's a Mario game. Like they're all Shigeru Miyamoto can't make a non-fun game. Excuse me. The the iPhone 7 looked cool. The iPhone 7 Plus, they did like a crazy 2-minute demo of how the phone was made, but they did not mention how if the screen's going to work still or not crack. Because that's honestly the most important thing is the screen dexterity. I don't want it ever. Just fix that. Why do they fix just fix the screen? That's all you got to do.
It's sort of impossible to make glass that doesn't crack right now.
I understand, but like Samsung has Gorilla Glass, and I've never had an issue.
So does Apple. They have Gorilla Glass 5. They both do. It's I don't know. They just.
Take a look at my iPhone 6. You will think different. But no, I mean, back to some good stuff. The camera was amazing. They always focus on this camera, but their camera's always amazing. That's one thing I will give iPhone. I'm not going to... Go ahead and say the bad stuff. Go ahead. It wasn't that much.
There wasn't that much bad stuff? Oh,
there wasn't that much good stuff.
No, I mean, here's the truth. every iPhone is the best iPhone. They make a big, huge deal of saying this is the best iPhone we've ever made. Duh.
They're
You wouldn't
always
release a
right.
word. You, you wouldn't release a less awesome phone every year. You always want to put out the best that you absolutely can, and Apple's really good at that. They make really good stuff with lesser specs than Android manufacturers tend to, which is sort of a technological miracle. I will absolutely give them that. The iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are basically the iPhone 6 and 6S with a new camera and no headphone jack.
Yes.
The new cameras are actually really awesome, especially the one on the Plus, just because it's basically added telephoto capabilities, which gives it um, optical zoom instead of digital zoom, so that when you zoom in, you don't lose clarity like you do right now on all phones ever. The cameras are basically approaching the DSLR level, which is the kind of cameras that like photographers use. They're never going to get to that point just because of physics. You need a much bigger device to accomplish that, but it's getting closer, and they've accomplished some really cool stuff with that. That's definitely the most exciting part about the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus to me.
2 hours, 2 extra hours of battery life. 2 extra hours of battery life.
They say that all the time, and
Yeah,
I still charge my phone every single day at 3 or 4 p.m. So I mean,
yes, same here.
just because every
every
year phones do more, and so they require more battery power.
Yes.
So the big controversy right now is that Apple has removed the headphone jack, the audio jack that all electronic devices virtually use in existence today, and have been for literally 100 years or something. I'm not even exaggerating. So they're claiming that they're pushing wireless audio now, except that they included wired headphones in.
They're brave though, Sean. He didn't let it have a point.
Yeah, they have
so
courage,
brave.
which is they have so much courage that they're promising you that you can buy these $160 AirPods, which are wireless. They actually do some really cool stuff too. I won't get into the deeper technology of it, but they are very cool. But they are essentially the same headphones as the $30 ones that you get with every single iPhone ever, the ones that sound horrible, that you lose and you buy a new pair, except that they cost an extra $130 because they're wireless. They don't have a wire connecting them, so if you're running and one falls out and you happen to be doing a marathon, say goodbye to $80 because you just lost half of that.
It's over. You sneeze, it's a wrap.
I feel like I haven't bought them yet, and I've already lost them. That's
my thing is if you sneeze, in your brain, cover your nose, right? But I have expensive earbuds in my ear, cover my ears, and let the sneeze fly out my nose onto the person in front of me because I have a $180 pair of headphones in my head. That's so dumb.
Yeah, the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are basically the most exciting. The most technologically advanced, boring phones in a very, very long time.
No wireless charging. That's that makes sense.
Yeah, still the thing that and they act like wireless charging is this brand new thing, except Palm did it in 2010. So yeah, 2009. It's 2009 actually. It's not new. They can do it. They just choose.
I feel like the reason why I feel like they won't do as much so fast just because it's the same with Madden games. And the Madden they won't release 80 features in a game each year because for next year when they want to release the game again, they can't.
Of course.
They are out of the crazy stuff for last year. So I predict by the iPhone 8 that's when it'll have the wireless charger.
Right. And then also, if their sales are still, doing well, which they always are, there's not a huge incentive to give more, really. I mean, they give more because they're obligated to, but they don't really have to break the mold because not breaking the mold is working.
No. Yeah, that's Samsung's thing anyway, to give you everything and the kitchen sink, and they do a really good job of it, especially these days with the Galaxy S7 and the curved one, and the Note. Ignore the Edge and the Note 7, which ignore the fact that it explodes. It's still awesome.
It explodes? Really?
Part of the fun, Troy.
You heard about the battery stuff. Yeah,
I was considering getting one. That's the reason why I didn't know.
So here's the thing: if you want a Note 7, I'd say wait a few months. It was actually only one manufacturer that had that issue, so they'll get that worked out, and you can pick one up.
Let me ask, during the event at the end, when fake Steve Jobs was
Tim Cook,
was
shut up.
announcing the artist that was about to come out, right? How nervous were you that it was about to be Taylor Swift? I was like, please don't be Taylor Swift.
I
This
was
is gonna be
certain
the
it was
worst.
going to be Taylor Swift.
I was like, this is gonna be the worst way to end this show if you bring Taylor Swift out on the see ya, yay, see ya. She is here. Thank you. Oh my gosh. That was about to be
I was hoping for Taylor Swift. I'm
Oh my no.
So,
I was like
hold
either
on,
it's
so-
her but
Go ahead.
I thought it was gonna be Katy
No.
Perry.
She's not relevant right now.
Was she ever?
Yo, yo. Stop acting like Dark Horse wasn't out.
No, it was good, but that was a couple. I'm just saying, like, she's not popular right now in the industry.
You're right.
But they could have.
Yeah,
I'm actually
they-
surprised Gaga didn't debut her new song.
Oh, that'd have been a perfect way. That would have been a
Oh,
perfect
illusion.
illusion. Hey!
But no,
God, that song is so catchy, man.
We didn't talk much about. We didn't talk enough, in my opinion, about the new Mario game. Did y'all want to talk about that some more? Did y'all have
I thought
here's my whole thing. Like, I'm very happy that like Nintendo is doing this and breaking out of their turtle shell. See what I did there? And I hope that it's successful and everything. I personally, I can be somewhat of a purist when it comes to certain games and franchises. So I don't think that I will be, particularly.
Not you.
I know,
What?
right? It's crazy. I can be problematic. No, but just in terms of my like classic Mario experience, like I'm all on board for the 2D side scroller. But this one, like, using my phone for like as fun as it is, thinking that I'll have like Mario on my phone, like Mario has always been about the game mechanics. Like he's considered the best platformer to have ever been created. And that's a formula that essentially, like, in my point of view, like you can tool with here and there, but you have to kind of keep the essentials the same. And with it coming onto this platform, I don't think it's going to work for me. I'm still going to play it, and I'll probably enjoy it, but I don't think I'll enjoy it as much as I would just a standard console game.
I mean, that goes with any port to an iPhone. I mean, to a phone version of any game, though. But I mean, my only phase is that I'm glad Miyamoto's behind it. Like, if Miyamoto wasn't behind it, then I would give this game no chance. And no, there's no way I would mess with this game at all. But the fact, and it was cool to. I mean, it was cool to see him there. Him and Bill Trinen were there too. Because mind you, Nintendo was so. Was so stuck in their ways with
Nintendo.
So stuck in their ways that they don't want to get with the rest of the world. And like I mean, it's cool to see them learning. That's my one thing that I might know. And I pray that they get their act together and figure out how to market this next system correctly. Because Jesus Christ, a world without Nintendo. Think about that, man.
No,
a world without.
I mean,
Nintendo.
Zelda looks too good. Like, I need that game. I need the console to be successful.
It's just like the idea of having just fun characters in the game, because now, like, with games are so dark and everyone just wants to be
there aren't really like iconic characters anymore either.
No.
Like there used to be when we were growing up.
Right. It's more like killer apps and franchises right now.
Pretty much. So. But yeah, no, that was the event. It was cool. I mean, mind you, this is the first one I ever caught live. I always just wait until I hear it. So I wasn't expecting. I thought the Instagram part with the dude coming out talking about, we introduced the world to Insta stories last month, and we wanted to show that this boomerang technology. Who you brought him out to say that? You brought him out. All right, cool.
This thing they stole from Snapchat, by the way.
Exactly. It was cool. I mean, mind you, it's cool. It was cool to see the CEO of Instagram was black, but still, like, come on, man.
I mean, ultimately, like, after all is said is done, like, I am a Mac user. Like, I have an iPhone, I have a MacBook, and I have a Mac Mini. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm still going to buy Apple products just because overall they are solid. It's something that I can rely on. Yeah. As far as, the stream went, I feel like there was nothing really groundbreaking. Somewhat like the CarPlay for Ford, which isn't like a big thing, but I drive a Ford, so that's maybe the closest thing I can somewhat get excited for. Other than that, like, I'm not going to buy I'm not one to like wait in line for the next iPhone. I buy it like after my phone breaks in my hand. So that's kind of the consumer that I am.
I've had three of the last 4 iPhones. I skipped the 5S because I had an HTC phone at the time. But I'm not like an Apple purist. I am, like I said, I'm the biggest tech head in the world, and I'm happy to jump ship for anybody. Um, the fact is, once you're in the Apple ecosystem, it is a very, very comfortable place to be, and Apple knows what they're doing because at that point, it's hard to leave. I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, I had an Apple Watch, I will be getting another one, and I have an Apple TV, and they just all work so well together that it's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard to leave something, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the company. You
that's what
know,
I'm saying. I like Apple's cool, just their phones suck. That's all. So, like, I will
they suck
say
for your very specific purposes. I agree.
this is why I mean it sucks. Okay, so I do have Apple TV, right? So connecting my phone to Apple TV is my iPhone to Apple TV is like a really seamless system, right? So, but anytime I try to do anything else with my phone, like I have a Samsung Smart 4K Blu-ray HD TV, like probably one of the best TVs out right
Don't
now,
forget
right?
it. Don't forget it's curved.
And it's
Is it
curved.
black
Thank you.
too?
And it's black too. And it's 60 inches, right? I have like one of the best TVs ever. So if I try to play a YouTube video and have it connect automatically to that TV, it takes like Moses has to part the red for this thing to work. But like let Ashley come in here with her edge and then just connect it like stupid fast. Remind you, like it's annoying that it only works with Apple products. But it makes sense from a business standpoint, like from Apple. Like, oh, you want your phone to work with your TV, you got to get the Apple TV. You want your phone to work with the computers correctly, you better get a Mac. Like, I get
I
it.
mean, it's that platform lock-in is genius. It's marketing genius. Apple is the best, probably marketing company in the whole world.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't take that away from them
Right.
because Macs went from like the thing that art students had when I was starting college to the thing that every student had,
Yes.
just because they were seen as cool. And Apple's good at maintaining that, but Apple is now becoming the exact opposite. They're becoming the status quo. They're becoming the thing that everybody has. And I think it's time. I want to see a shift because I want to see Apple keep innovating. I don't want them to slow down. I want them to keep going. And being at the top is the worst thing that can happen for innovation. So I like for different companies to be in front from time to time.
Yeah.
I want to see some paradigm shifting.
I think that compact should come back and just change the whole game.
Easy.
I
I used
think
to have a
HP bought
compact
them like a minute ago.
back in the AOL days, and it would take me like 20 minutes to log on, and then it would like log me off.
Yeah, when somebody picked up the phone.
Yes, or like
Mom!
look at the phone, thought about the phone. Yeah, that's how it
Oh
was.
my gosh. Okay, so yes, that wraps up our Blerd Culture Radio. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Join our Facebook group and rate our show on iTunes. We recently put up the Get Down review with our last episode from this few weeks, and definitely check out the show. So this is Troy signing off.
Is Ethan later? It's been surreal.
Bye, I'm Sean. That's all I have to say. I don't have a song to sing because I couldn't think of one at the last minute. So.
I got you. All right, peace.